May I come in, sir?
Come.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. Welcome, Gaurav. Kindly introduce yourself to the board.
Yes, sir. Myself, Gaurav. I have been born and brought up in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Later on, I have done BTech in civil engineering from IIT Madras, and my interest lies in flying kite and exploring local cuisines of different parts of India. And I'm consider myself as a hardworking and a disciplined person.
How you verify and that you are a hard-working person?
So, like I have been preparing to one of the most competitive exams of India. Earlier IIT JEE and now civil services. And I have been trying to consistently improve myself as a person, academically and personally also. And also, sir, in my college, I was part of various activities. And I have also filed a patent on my name, which required consistent efforts of more than 4 years. So I believe these things help me to prove that I am a hardworking person.
So it is a self-proclamation or
Like great no, sir. In my humble opinion, I feel rest is up to the you to decide.
good. No, it shows your confidence. But your patent, is it working, functional, replicated, or has been further, somebody has further worked on it by making machines or something?
Yes, sir. Right now, it is in operation in IIT Madras campus, and right now the next team they are trying to commercialize it to the various parts of Chennai city, Madras. So it is functional right now, sir.
So you will get a royalty on that?
Sir, right now it is like under the professors who guided us and who are part of the team also, and it is in experiment stage, I would say.
So it's not in the single name patent?
No, sir. It is a team of 2 professors and 3 students, and the new team is working on different designs and experimenting more to improve the efficiency.
How a patent is filed? Tell us the process.
So first of all, there are 3 steps that are involved. That the patent should be non-obvious, should have some commercial aspects, and should be innovative. So when a product or a process has these 3 aspects, we can start filing for a patent. First, we do academic research, whether a thing is existing or not, and then we file a kind of abstract or a detailed review of what we are trying to invent, and then we reach to the patent office, wherein FER report is made by the patent examiners to see whether our patent is existing or not. And at the last stage, we file the patent. And after that, it is a review process of approximately 2 to 4 years. It varies according to the kind of patent we are filing, and then we are granted the patent. So I was working on this project from my second year, and I was granted the patent last year only.
You are a civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
The patent is on solar treatment.
Sir, it is a mixture of electrical and civil engineering, because using solar energy, we were treating water. So wastewater treatment is part of civil engineering. So it is a mixture of both civil and electrical engineering.
It's an effluent treatment plant.
Sorry, sir.
Is it an effluent treatment plant?
So it is not exactly effluent. It is wastewater that is generated from primary school. So what we worked was primary school student toilet water, and effluents in a way we can say, but not exactly effluent.
How much after treatment that water, for which purpose it can be used?
So we brought down the BOD levels from approximate 80 to approximately 14 milligram per liter. And right now the treated water is used in flushing in the school toilets and also the gardening purposes in the IIT Madras campus.
Are you aware that even this toilet water, even that is being used for drinking purpose in a country? And what it is called?
Sir, I'm not.
In Singapore, it is called new water.
Okay, sir.
So there, even the microorganisms are also being totally cleaned. So Singapore, it is called new water, and that is being used even for drinking purposes also. Okay. You presented electrolarynx device at ICMR in Rashtrapati Bhavan. What is that device?
Yes, sir. So it is a small handheld device which helps in speech for people having laryngectomy. It is a kind of throat cancer wherein a person is not able to communicate. We have our voice box here, and in that throat cancer, this entire voice box is removed. So this is a kind of a device which is approximately a size of trimmer. So we inject pulses from outside, and the person modulates his speech. So it is a kind of monotonic robotic voice, but the person is able to communicate with the help of this device.
And what is your this Harvard Business School Dubai selected for leadership program? So this is not a Harvard, actual Harvard, but this is something in Dubai.
No, sir, it was a program by Harvard Business School, but it was a 1 week leadership program, which was organized in Dubai, wherein around 70 students were selected from 25 countries, and I was one of the students from India.
What you have done there?
So it was a kind of training program wherein various teachers, faculty from Harvard Business School came down to Dubai and they taught
So
us.
it was basically a training program.
Yes, sir.
What do you get from kite flying? Why do you fly kite?
Sir, my father is quite a good kite flyer, and I have learned kite flying from him. And when I started learning kite flying when I was a child, he used to say one line. Can I speak in Hindi?
Yes, yes, of course.
Sir, he used to say, हर पतंग जानती है उसे एक दिन नीचे आना है, लेकिन उससे पहले आसमान छू के आना है. So that is my learning from kite. कि we have to keep working hard and do our best until we achieve what we want to achieve.
So he fly kite with the manja or with the non-manja? There is something called saddi.
Saddi, yes, a cotton thread. Sir, until childhood, I also used to fly kites with manja. But later on, I realized how harmful it is for environment, for biodiversity, and for even myself. Then, sir, over the years, I have stopped using manja, and right now I use cotton thread, the sada, which is not harmful.
It's not harmful if a bird strike against the cotton cord, so it is still will continue.
Sir, a minor injury will be there, but it is not that harmful or that threatening for the bird, because in manja, the direct throat is slit. But in cotton thread, minor injury will be there, but there are 99% chances that the bird will survive.
Is it good for the kite flying? It is said is good for eyes also.
Yes, sir, because it helps to improve our focus. Because we'll be concentrating on a single object in a very vast blue sky. So over the time, it helps in eyes and also increases our concentration and focus.
So as a civil engineer, as you have of course already have been involved in innovative programs, tell us very specific technical sort of a innovative contribution which you can make if you are selected in the Indian Forest Service and as a DFO, District Forest Officer. Something unique, concerned, interposed with a civil engineer.
So maybe I can promote innovative infrastructure thing using renewable energy, because I have experience in working with solar energy, which is a green energy, and also civil engineering is one of the integral part of the Indian Forest Service. The infrastructure, various infrastructure projects that happen inside forest. So if we can manage these both, like using construction and demolition waste, or using innovative HVAC techniques to make the infrastructure climate friendly.
HVAC expanded.
So it is basically a air ventilation technique, which is aligned with the direction of the sun, which allows natural lighting in the building and also decreases.
A building, if you build building in the forest, so you are going against the very concept of the forest itself. Don't bring the urbanization in the forest.
Sorry, sir. I meant the infrastructure, various infrastructure that is being undertaken. For example, roads we have, or the small checkpost that we build inside forest, that we can use using these technologies to bring out the down the carbon footprint.
Forest also has a footprint.
Yes, sir, but it is negative footprint, I would say.
how it can be made positive?
Some I meant carbon. The forest absorbs the carbon. It reduces the carbon concentration, and which is good for the environment. Yes, sir.
So your any activity there, will it make it uh, enhance the carbon credit, or will reduce it?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to understand.
If you undertake some construction activities, the carbon credit, the footprint that is being generated, the carbon credit which has been generated, will it get enhanced or will it get reduced?
Sir, if we just see the activity, it will increase, but the overall purpose for this, for building this activity or building this infrastructure, if we see on a bigger scale, it will reduce, because there are a lot of illegal fellings happening in forest, or mining is happening, and one of the best way to check these illegal activities is building checkpost, so that we can catch the people who are involved in these activities. So if we see on the net sum value, it will.
Don't you think that you make a checkpost? The checkpost is visible from a distance, and those who already are involved in the illegal activities, so they can identify the checkpost. Why not? The checkpost should be on a something called tree house or something of that sort. That neither it should look odd in the eyes, nor it should interfere with the natural biodiversity.
Yes, sir. That is even better idea. We can even use technology like drones, or maybe camera traps, or
How drones? I don't know. Of course, it has become now a normal parlance is a word, but over the drones over the tree, what they can see, nothing except leaves.
yes, sir.
But of course, they to
Catch the movement of people or something if it is happening, and it is
how the movement is normally caught on the drones. What is that called?
motion sensor.
And heat.
Yes, sir. Heat, infrared radiations we can use, and that also can catch the motion of people.
What are the forests? Which are the forests which you have visited?
Sir, I recently visited Solapatti Wildlife Sanctuary in Delhi. It was a tropical deciduous forest.
In Delhi.
Yes, sir. And I am from Western Rajasthan, the Thar desert part. So we have desert vegetation there. I have been to Jaisalmer and desert national park wildlife sanctuary. So we have xerophytic vegetation in the western part of the Rajasthan.
Environmentalism is imperialism. Can you expand on that? Do you agree with that?
Sir, the statement, in my understanding, it means that Western countries are trying to promote environmentalism in developing countries, and themselves are not reducing their own carbon footprint up to the extent that is expected. So yes, sir, it is kind of imperialism, new imperialism, wherein they are using environment as a tool to control the developing world.
Should tourism be promoted in forest?
Sir, it should be promoted, but we should promote responsible tourism, or the ecotourism, which is as per the carrying capacity of the forest. And if it is going beyond that, we should restrict it.
Will it not interfere with the life of both animals and the men living in the forest area, means the tribal as well as the animals?
Yes, sir, it will have some kind of interference with both tribals and the biodiversity. But over the long run, we have to also see the socio-economic development of the tribals living on the fringes of the forest. So if we can involve them in the tourism, that will be a win-win situation for all.
The tribal should be kept in their own so-called the tribal habitat, in the tribal conditions, or they should also be brought, which we call is a developed sort of a life, which is called the urban life or the mainline life. Because the moment you, in any case, the tradition and the culture get reduced, and if you want to keep them in the tribal, then they are called as they are not developed. How this dichotomy can be removed? How you will explain that?
Yes, sir. This dichotomy has been there since the last 75 years of our independence. And India's policy has been of integrationist approach, where rather than assimilating the time,
Integrationist or inclusive, there are some of the words which we are, but the fact remains. Can you, with some facts and figure, if you can explain this sort of a dichotomy?
yes, sir, the urban population or the our generation believes that tribals are backward.
How much is the tribal population as per the census?
So it is approximately 8%, the Indian population, and we have huge diversity in the tribal. Around 700, more than 700 tribes exist in India. We also have 75 PVTG, which are particularly vulnerable tribe groups. And sir, in my opinion, it depends. It varies from circumstances and tribe to tribe whether they want to be part of the current society or whether they want to be in their own culture, in their own lifestyle. So it should be left to them. If they want to be part of our culture, they should be given the support, and if they don't want, we should not interfere in their lifestyle.
Now you are joint secretary in the Ministry of Environment, Forest and all this, and in the policy making. And now I, as a political person, come out with a very clear sort of a diction to you that you are increasing, enhancing the forest area, afforestation, and the naxalism is also increasing. Shall we cut the forest if we have to reduce the naxalism?
So the root cause of Naxalism, I feel, is the lack socio-economic disparity in the region.
They don't want to come out in the urban area. They don't want to work in the urban area. They want their culture should be preserved. At the same time, they don't want to be a part of the government policies and programs.
Yes, sir. Their root ideology is to topple the democratically elected government and promote the ideology of communalism. Communism. So, but sir, again, forest is increasing the forest cover is part of our national forest policy, and rather than cutting the forest, we should have some talks with them, bring a behavioral change in the Naxals so that they stop doing the violent activities.
This suggests some sort of innovative methodology.
So we can follow the livelihood college model of the Chhattisgarh, wherein Naxals were given livelihood, and also, sir, we had
lot many explosions and lot many killing in Dantewada area.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, in the last few months itself.
So how we judge that? Has it been successful?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware of this aspect.
Playing volleyball. Is India doing well in volleyball?
Not really, sir. India is not doing that much well in comparison to other sports like cricket or badminton. Volleyball has been underperforming for India.
Can you tell us the court area of the volleyball?
So it is 40 cross 28 feet.
Full area or half area?
Full area.
And how is the volleyball points are calculated?
Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall it right now. So I used to play in school level, and since then I'm not been able to play volleyball.
Gaurav, so kite flying is your hobby.
Yes, sir.
This term is also used in international relations as kite flying diplomacy. You know anything about that?
I'm not aware of kite flying diplomacy.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I'll read more on this.
Okay. You want to join Indian Forest Service?
Yes, sir.
It's All India Service.
Yes, sir.
As per Indian Constitution, how All India Services is created?
It is created under Article 308 to 3014.
How? Sorry. Who created?
Sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
So, what is the National Forest Policy?
So, National Forest Policy
88.
So, it provides us the certain guidelines, the vision for how forest should be treated in India, how should forest be promoted in India. And as per this policy, we have to achieve our goal of 33% of forest cover in India. And it also lists down various things like promoting agroforestry, promoting joint forest management, which involves the locals in the conservation of forest, and also at the same time provides the need of corporate sector or the industry, commercial industry for the wood supply, timber supply. And along with that, also it lays guidelines for wildlife conservation. So these are the few major aspects of national forest policy.
In Jodhpur, there is one forest research institute. Have you ever visited that place? And what are they doing?
So it is AFRI, Arid Forest Research Institute, but I haven't visited it.
What is their contribution?
So they are majorly doing research in arid zone areas, promoting biodiversity and forestry in the western Rajasthan region, limiting desertification, promoting uh, xerophytic vegetation, and also conserving biodiversity, especially like camel and Great Indian Bustard, which are endemic to that area.
You are silver medalist in badminton, is it?
Yes.
I've written that. Recently, I have read that the spin concept has also been introduced in badminton. How you do the spinning in badminton?
Yes, sir. Spin, it is a kind of special serve which has been recently banned by the Badminton Federation. So while serving, usually we just have shuttle and we do the shot. But recently, players are starting spinning the shuttle while serving. So you never know the trajectory of the shuttle. So it becomes very difficult to handle the shuttle, and that's why it has been banned recently.
How they spin it?
Sir, exact method I am not sure.
Any finger and which finger they use for spinning it?
Sorry, sir. Okay.
Right? You belong to Jodhpur.
Yes, sir.
Why Ravana is there is one Ravana Mandir.
What, sir?
Ravan Mandir.
Yes, sir. It is Mandor. Mandor in Jodhpur is known as Sasural of Ravan. And it is a quite heritage site for Jodhpur and a popular tourist destination.
There is one community which worship Ravana.
Yes, yes, sir. I'm not able to recall the name.
You're not really. Jodhpur is called the city of forts and havelis. Why
Yes.
it's so? Tell me something about the Jodhpur fort.
Yes, sir. It is Mehrangarh Fort, which was built in 1498, and it is one of the majestic forts and one of the largest forts of India. It is known Mehrangarh Fort because Meher word means sun, sun-kissed fort, and it was built by Rao Jodha. And at the topmost level, its height is almost 140 meters, and it covers an area of approximately 5.4 kilometers in length. And it is one of the prides of Jodhpur, and a lot of tourists, national and international, come every year to Jodhpur, especially to see this Mehrangarh Fort. And it has witnessed wars with Pakistan, all three wars. One of the most important one was 1971 war, wherein cannons were fired on the Mehrangarh Fort from the Pakistan side.
But there is no such sign. No such sign that the fort was attacked from any side, from Pakistan side.
Sir, in my limited knowledge, I think it was.
I have never seen any sign that it has been attacked or there was any mark of that, any striping on that.
Sorry, sir.
I have visited that place many times.
Sorry, sir.
About 50 times, I think I can say.
Sorry, sir.
Can you tell me about Jaisalmer Fort?
Sir, Jaisalmer Fort is known as Sonar Killa, the Golden Fort, and it is made of a locally available sandstone, which is golden in color. And sir, I have limited knowledge on Jaisalmer Fort.
You have never visited that fort? Have you visited that fort?
No, sir.
That fort is different from other forts. That is the only fort which is inhabited by people.
Yes,
It's a full-fledged city inside the fort.
Yes, sir. I think I know it, but sir, I have limited knowledge.
Okay, you are Lodha.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about Lodha Committee report?
Sir, it was by Justice R.M. Lodha, Chief Justice of India in 2014-2015. It was with respect to BCCI, reforms in BCCI, wherein they wanted to uh, reduce the control of few members and make it more democratic body. And also they brought in the concept of one post, one member, and brought certain reforms with respect to cricket administration in India.
Jodhpur is a very beautiful city. I liked it like anything. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Gaurav, what's the meaning of your name?
Sir, Gaurav in Hindi means pride. It is a Hindi word which means pride.
Okay. So why you want to become IFS, District Conservator of the Forest or whatever?
So it is a all India service, and I was preparing for civil services, and I got to know about this opportunity after I started preparing for it, and eventually I also cleared the cutoff required in prelims exam, and since I was eligible for it, and it had a technical background, I having a technical background, and the forest also requiring technical background, I thought it will align with my interest and capabilities. So that's why I'm.
So you also gave interview in civils this year. 2019 onwards, what have you been doing?
So I have been preparing for civil services. Apart from that, sir, I was also simultaneously working on my patent, which was granted last year only. A lot of work was done online by me and my teammates. And apart from that, I have been exploring my hobbies and try to become a better person.
Okay. What is the legal framework through which the forest in India is regulated?
So we have Forest Conservation Act 1980, we have Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and Environment Protection Act 1986. So these are the few legal provisions.
And what about the Forest Act?
Yes, the Forest Act 1927, that also.
Okay. Why was that act brought in?
Sir, that act classified Indian forest into four categories: reserve forest, protected forest, and community forest. Uh, Sorry, sir, I'm not able to recall the last two categories. And basically, to ensure protection of forest and provide supply of timber to the British government at that time.
So, do you think the similar kind of aim objective we are following now, or we have changed it from there?
Sir, we have changed our vision. We have changed from seeing forest as a resource for exploitation to a resource that needs to be conserved. And we have started realizing the importance of forests, the biodiversity, the carbon sequestration, and the oxygen that they provide. And right now, our vision is to protect them and even promote their percentage in India.
Okay. What is the yardstick on which the worth of a forest is decided?
It is the net present value that we calculate.
On what basis? Value of what?
So various ecosystem services that the forest provides, the timber that we get, the regulating, provisioning, supporting, and cultural aspects of the forest. We mathematically attach a value to each of these services, and then we arrive at a final value.
Gaurav will call you in just 2 minutes.
Thank you, sir.